Hey everyone, it's PB at Kotaku. It's time for another review. If you're new to this channel, I do a lot of toy bargain hunting runs in the hopes of finding collectibles for a low price. I also like to do reviews on said items. Today's a big one, not because it's a super important, significant deal. I mean, it is important, but not in the grand scheme of things. It's important to me, but what I'm talking about is... it's the item that's big, you know, physically, as a unit. So big that I had to clear off my table. Well, except for the mic and, you know, the sign. But I still had to clear off the table pretty much. So what is it exactly? A gigantic Pokemon Select vinyl figure 4-pack featuring the 4 original starter Pokemon, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Pikachu, and Charmander. Before we get further into that, if you enjoy the content, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and sub to the channel. Patreon's down low. If you really want to show some support, get this turd squirrel on your New Horizons island and make sure she gets a well-deserved whacking with a net. With that out of the way, back to the video. I bought this at Costco during late 2024. Costco had this 4-pack at the same time as this 2024 Boo Trick or Treat bundle and this 151 bundle. And this was shortly before Costco became the following for Pokemon cards. Anyways, it's time to open this up. These are the larger 8-inch versions of the Pokemon Select vinyl figures. Right off the bat, they're all looking super cute, and I want to take a closer look at them individually. We're going to start off with my boy and my favorite starter Pokemon, Bulbasaur. Let's start off with the front shot of Bulbasaur, which rather admittedly is not a flattering view. I bet if I shot this from a downward angle, he'd look like a head with legs. Probably something like this. Ugh, that is so gross. Turd Squirrel Ion is the worst. Let's get a better shot of Bulbasaur. Oh yeah, I very much recommend viewing him from an angle. Whoever was in charge of packaging the individual ones knew this. Gotta give him a fighting chance, right? I got you, mate, don't worry. Bulbasaur's got a decent profile, so that's a plus. It's a lot more obvious from this angle that there's zero finer details like shading, but that's typically how it goes for soft vinyl figures like this. You get the solid colored plastic, and that's it. You can't even expect mid-range price figure details from these, and to be honest and fair, these don't need the finer details. Now for arguably Bulbasaur's best view, the butt shot. Hands down one of the best butts in the figure market, right? Rizel & Stout's got nothing on this. Actually, you know what this shot reminds me of? Sheep butts. Yes, we're looking at sheep butts now. Okay, enough of that degeneracy. Let's get some close-ups. I don't know what was used for the eyes, but they almost feel like some kind of sticker. The texture feels different for the rest of the figure too. This is merely speculation on my part, but it does seem like Bulbasaur's eyes might be prone to damage like scratches and scuffs. I did see a very noticeable scratch near my Bulbasaur's leg. If it's that visible on the soft vinyl itself, a light scratch might be really bad for Bulbasaur's eyes. And you know, we can't ignore one of Bulbasaur's most notable features, the bulb itself. It's really green, which is appropriate since he's a grass Pokemon. By the way, I never really gave it any thought until after I opened this 4-pack, but I just realized Bulbasaur's bulb is basically a garlic bulb, so I guess he'd be really effective against vampire-themed Pokemon? I don't know. Final close-up for Bulbasaur. He's got 2 cute little fangs and a wide giant mouth. I'm glad he's not so big that he can swallow someone whole. Hopefully Bulbasaur's an herbivore so no one has to worry about getting chomped by him. It's a pretty solid showing for my favorite starter Pokemon, and speaking of starts, we're off to a great one with this 4-pack. Up next, we have the face and mascot of Pokemon, Pikachu. Wow, that lighting is really working in Pikachu's favor. I've never seen another one of my figures glow this much in a review. Right off the bat, I can say Pikachu is the most eye-catching of the bunch. While Pikachu may not have the most impressive side profile, he's definitely come a long way since the start. Pikachu's angled view, however, much like Bulbasaur's, is one of his best. It's time for some close-ups. Here's Pikachu's ears, which in my opinion, and as far as his figure is concerned, look like pencils. It's not a complaint though, just an observation. Like with Bulbasaur, Pikachu's facial features, in particular his eyes, nose, and red cheeks, are of that sticker/decal-like thing, whatever you call it. Pikachu's mouth, however, is part of the figure mold. It would be kinda weird if his mouth was basically a painted sticker-like thing. The stripes on Pikachu's back are also of that sticker-like paint, and you might notice there's a small speck that's scratched off. There's a tiny yellow dot in the stripe. So yeah, be careful with these as they are susceptible to nicks and scratches. The brown on the tail looks like it's a different kind of paint, and it's messy. Seems like not much care went into making sure it was clean. Despite the flaws, this is still a great figure, and any Pikachu enjoyer would love this. I mean, it's hard to not like something that looks this cute. Then we have the oh-so-lovable Charmander. Unfortunately for our fire boy, he's got the worst front view of the bunch. The eyes are just too far apart. It's just how it is with Charmander. He's got the most narrow head of the original starters, and I feel if his eyes were put closer together, he'd look weird from other angles. Charmander does look slightly better from an angle, though it does appear he only has one eye, which may or may not look comical. I was going to say he has capybara syndrome, but while capybaras take a massive L when seen from the front, they have S-tier views elsewhere. I would say Charmander's most notable feature is his tail, or should I say, the flame on his tail. This part is actually colored with red and yellow paint, and surprisingly, the paint job is rather clean, a significant improvement over Pikachu's messy tail paint job. Continuing with paint jobs, it's important to note that Charmander has a lot of paint applied to it. In addition to accents like his mouth, teeth, and flame, Charmander's entire underbelly plus the bottoms of his feet and tail are painted yellow. This means he could be more susceptible to chipped or scratched paint damage compared to his starter comrades. Charmander is probably the most simple of the figures, but he's by no means a bad figure. You know, I really miss Ash's Charmander. I wish it could have come back in the anime somehow. Too bad devolution isn't really a thing outside of the card game. Oh well, let's move on to the last, but certainly not least, Squirtle. That's really bizarre. 1 minute Squirtle's here, the next, he's gone. Where the heck did he go? Hey, what the heck's going on here? Let me see. Hey love, my Squirtle went missing off the desk. Did you happen to see where it went? Wait, why is Squirtle there?
It's mine.
No, it's not yours. I bought it for the review.
But it's mine.
Wait, but... I mean, if it's yours, how am I going to do the review then?
You're not doing the review.
What do you mean I'm not doing the review?
Hello, I'm Happy Special Otaku, and I've been waiting for this day since PBX Otaku started his channel. Now it's my turn for a review, and I reveal Squirtle, my favorite starter Pokemon. Look at the sparkle in his eye, just like in the episode. Shh, it's my turn. Oh my gosh, isn't Squirtle so cute? Doesn't he look like the sweetest boy with those adorable sparkly eyes and big smile? The answer is, of course he is. Ah, and look at that curly tail of his. It reminds me of a baby fern. Ah, it's cuteless overload. I can't take this, but I must continue with the review. Okay, the shell. Yes, really well done. It tops Charmander's little flame tail and Pikachu's cute little squiggly tail thing and Bulbasaur's bulb. Yeah, Squirtle is definitely the best.
Squirtle, Squirtle.
Of course you are, Squirtle. I wish Squirtle came with his own Squirtle Squad shades, because then you could...
Can I have him back yet?
Excuse you, I told you it's my review. Sorry, I was rudely interrupted. Let's go back to my review. Wasn't that an adorable scene when... I was gonna call him Karopi. Oh my god, no! When Squirtle was a delinquent, he was a bad boy, but really, he's just an adorable little baby on the inside when he joins Ash's teams. Recreating the moment now. Oh my gosh! Sparkly eyes! Yes, so good! I'll wrap up my review with a few close shots. Here's Squirtle's adorable smiley face, his stubby little arms and legs, and I really appreciate how well done his shell is. Oh my gosh, we cannot forget that baby fern tail of his. As my husband says, I am a Squirtle enjoyer. He likes that, right? You've noticed that in the videos. As a Squirtle enjoyer, I gotta catch them all. So he actually bought me this one, the amiibo. Well, he didn't really buy it for me. I borrowed it from him, but that's fine. Just details, right? Minor details. But this one, oh my gosh, it is literally like, what is it? A 1/5 scale? Are these scale figures? Is this gonna be a scale figure review? Anyways, a tiny, cute, adorable Squirtle. My fellow Squirtle enjoyers will understand that they need every single Squirtle, every single size. The tiny ones, the medium-sized ones, the life-size Squirtles, yes, perfection. So when Squirtle was hugging Ash, I saw and I'm like, okay, I see what size that is. This is perfect for me because I'm older than 10 and this is the appropriate size. Perfection. Thank you, PBA Kotaku, for my lovely Christmas present. My
You done yet?
Squirtle. Out of all the starters, Squirtle has the most detail, as he should, being the best starter Pokemon. Hello. If you think Squirtle is the best starter Pokemon, go ahead and type Squirtle #1 in the comments.
Alright, show's over. I'm taking him back right now.
No, he's mine.
I'm the one who paid for it, though.
No, but this is my review.
That's not how it works.
Pardon the second interruption. I handled it though. So for all of you Squirtle enjoyers out there, I highly recommend this figure. Not only is he super adorable and realistic, he's very lightweight and you can put him on your desk, near your bedside. He's extremely stable. So no worries about knocking him over. He's there for you for life. Friends forever, right? Thank you so much for tuning in and watching my review. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks again, and see you next time. Yes, this is definitely the size for me, my own personal Squirtle. Oh, so squishy.